Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, we're taking a look at DTR, the Hall of Fame game, the first preseason game of the year. Football is back. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Look at DTR's Hall of Fame. Really nice performance. This first one, second and long. We're going to rip the slot down here to the bottom. A little burst, basic, or seam. Really nice job. Now, I love a good in, down the hash. We're going to see it from a few different angles here. Outstanding base from DTR. Hold that thing at the back. Great patience. Let that thing develop and drive it down the field. Can we just appreciate the two angles from the end zone as well? Not sure if we'll get it all year, but that is a thing of beauty. Love it. So what is the read? We have no idea. But what I can tell you that I really appreciate from DTR is the drop, the footwork looks polished. So 5-step from gun. The thing to pay attention to is his footwork at the back. Keeps that base. Doesn't move to trouble. Allows this thing to develop, burst up, and then work that thing right down the hash. And again, just a landmark for quarterbacks when you're throwing this thing. Love to see it right down the hash, be able to beat that safety, drive that thing down the field. Really nice job. Appreciate that thing right here. But check the footwork out to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. See his feet. And it's really nice because it's on the yard marker. You can see they never come together. Whatever he's supposed to look at up top by the number 1 receiver, it's not there. They get clouded. Nothing like a little 3 cloud in Hall of Fame preseason game. Jeez Louise. Tough look. No panic. Drive it down the field. Big time throw. Nice arm strength right before the collision. Just appreciate it from the back here. Again, you can see the footwork first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Hold it. No panic. You can see the heels don't come together. He keeps that strong base. And then we're going to rip it right down the hash. Ooh, boom. On the body, on the break, before the safety can break it up. Catch a little logo as well. Just an absolute thing of beauty. This is a big time throw, man. I don't care for who, for what. Again, right down the hash. Appreciate the footwork. One more time. Second and forever. All his cleats in the ground. Drive that thing. Love it. All right, next one here. Nice little 1st and 10. We're going to run all stick. That just means quick out and sticks, 2x2, condensed formation. This is an excellent job of DTR going 1 to 2, same side read. Now the throw looks like it's behind the tight end. To me, this is more on the tight end. I'm not a tight end coach, although I think it's one of the best jobs in all of football. But I would love to see this 83 settle in the hole as opposed to run through the hole. And that throw and catch would be a hell of a lot easier. So first of all, what is the read? When I'm thinking all stick, this is an old school West Coast concept. It just means quick outs. And sometimes from a condensed formation, they can be spray quick outs where you kind of widen the release angle. And it's going to be mirrored on both sides. So the quick out down here. And then the number 2 is going to run a stick. So a stick is usually 5-ish yards. And you kind of turn out into the kind of zone area versus zone and run away versus man. Where the ball ends up going up here. To me, I would love this tight end to kind of just feel this zone area as opposed to at the top of this thing running through the zone area. And then the throw from DTR makes it look like it's a circus because he's got to turn back into it. But the throw is right where it should be. So again, this is preseason ball. You're playing with a lot of new guys. Who knows who the hell is wrong? But just read that thing out up top. Quick out? No. Stick? Yes. And again, when you watch that tight end up top, 83 drift. So right there, just stay there. See how if he would just settle on the top of the 4, that's where DTR is throwing that thing. Again, man, I really love the footwork. Watch the base. Boom. Now, I don't necessarily love the footwork, but I love the base at the top. What I mean I don't love the footwork is I prefer gun 1 step here. He's taking right foot false step, left shuffle, right. And if that's how they do it, that's how they do it. They do them. But what is universal ball is the footwork at the top, right there. He hits that back foot, boom, keep your base, 1, 2. Y'all, that is outstanding. Super efficient, polished, no, great decision. Nice catch because you make it a tough route, 83. But I really like the decision, the ball placement, executing an NFL play at an NFL level. Really nice job. We are rolling. Next one here. This is a hell of a scramble. Shows the creativity, the athleticism from DTR to get out and create. It's not there. The little jump pump, and then that change of direction and ability to get an extra about 10-ish yards on the sidelines. Pretty awesome. Love the emotion he's playing with too after it. It's a big play right here. How about some of this? Yo. Hit him with the jump, man. That is sweet. Get fired up. Absolutely outstanding move. Poor 53 here. You want to play linebacker in the league? Go tackle. Great athletes in space. Good luck. That is outstanding. What a great job. Now, concept-wise and footwork-wise, this is a tough one. So first, let's talk about what the play is. This looks like the number 2s are running what we're going to call seams. Okay, it looks like up top we've got what I'm going to call a stop route, maybe a hinge. And then at the bottom, it looks like we're running a double move, like a stutter go. Okay, so this with a check down. If I were to come up and see this shell with what I'm going to call some iteration of split field safety, middle field open, however you want to define it, it ends up being what I would consider palmish. And that's just like where these corners are playing, but kind of squatting, but getting depth. And it's going to be tough to get anything over the top. And they're looking to poach things. And so for me, when I see this, but what I'm going to call palms or quarters-ish versus seams, which is this, the kind of bones of this play, the spine of this play, for me, the ball is getting down to the check down. That's just how fast I'm going to go through it. Unless you really like this double move versus what essentially, if it sorts itself out like this, where this safety would have to be over the top of the vertical, and number 2 is essentially one-on-one. But this guy will probably always be squatting and bailing. He'll always kind of be over the top of this thing. So that would be the concept-wise trying to make sense of it. The other thing, I'll let it play here footwork-wise, is this is almost my least favorite footwork from the day. And what I'm talking about is watch the back of his drop. So this hit it, and then see that little extra movement back? To me, that's almost never good. In fact, I can't think of an instance where you'd want to do that. So boom, that back foot moving back. But that all being said, the jump fake, the change of direction on the sideline, the agility, the athleticism. See that little footwork right here? And this is the detail that you're going to definitely get in the league. That right there, perfect. That back foot moving again, and that's not for me. Now, is he pump faking someone? Is he doing something down the field? I don't know. We don't know. We also appreciate the right guard. Pass Pro is not passive. Thank you. Love it. That opens up the scramble. And this move right here. I'm loving it. The old man pump fake gets him. There's nothing old man about that change of direction on the sideline, though. That is world class. Absolutely outstanding. Just love to see the athleticism. I thought his feet allowed him to get him going in this game. And this was one of a few plays that really stood out. Pretty awesome athleticism. Next one here, a little touchdown run. Now, this isn't a normal run I would put on for a weak side inside zone touchdown run for a quarterback evaluation. But you know what I'm going to say if you're a fan of the channel. I love to see some quarterbacks block. Now, I would love to see maybe a little bit better of a block from DTR here. But I love the fact that he's throwing himself in there, block the corner. Maybe take a better angle and keep your feet. But you can't say he's passive. He's getting in there, stick your face in the fan, mix it up, and really allows that to be a touchdown run. Now, you could talk about some poor defense, some poor tackling, some poor space. But that is outstanding from 17. I love to see him in there mixing it up. Again, just watch that corner fall in, follow the wide receiver. The wide receiver blocks the safety, 38. DTR folds over. Like the fact that he's using his left shoulder. But let's catch that outside number. Touchdown springing block. Love it. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications, let it wash over you. An easy way to support the channel. In addition, we've got the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation. the bedrock of this channel. We are going to ramp this sucker up this fall. Excited. Thank you so much for thinking about or joining the Quarterback School Patreon community. It means a lot to me. In addition, we've got Quarterback School courses. We've got a bunch of different courses on all of my favorite football topics, RPOs, tempos, pass protections, how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offensive system. So get over there, check out all the different courses. We've also got a bunch of free resources available. All the links are in the video description. Follow me on social media, Twitter, X, whatever the hell it's called. Excited to get over there and continue to engage. So thank you so much for the support across a bunch of different social media outlets. I appreciate it. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, 3rd and 2. This is probably the only miss I'm going to put on this video. This is railroad or mesh, bullets, whatever you want to call it. The OGs will call it bullets. To me here, this is a nice clip of what it's like to play in the preseason. You know, I think that there are some execution errors at multiple levels. The left tackle gets spun. The mesh is muddy. And all of those things lead to an incompletion on 3rd and 2. So first of all, what is the play? I think most people know this play nowadays as railroad. It's really just mesh, where here's the mesh part of it right there. And then there's usually a deep hook or kind of a hook over the ball. Now the read for this and the teaching points for this can be a little different depending on where you're at. Most places will teach this tailback at the backfield, 1, and then the under part of the mesh, so the one coming to the back, as 2, where DTR tries to throw the ball. So the coaching points for this can get a little muddy depending on where you're at. In my opinion, I prefer to get a man zone read, and if it's man, I want these 2 players really trying to pick or rub for both the back on the bullet or the rail and the mesh that comes under. So theoretically, you should get a pick here and you could get a pick here. Now, my least favorite thing about this is if you're going to get this mesh where the guy comes over the top and this defender right here has this mesh runner right here, you got to be able to somehow accidentally, on purpose, run into this guy or make this guy at least move so you can deke him. You got to do something so that he can't just tailpipe this guy and get right in him. Now, the other part about this is the Jets have their thief, hole, rat, whatever you want to say, extra linebacker player in there as well. It really doesn't matter, in my opinion, because this throw happens on the other side of the tackle box normally, but it just muddies the picture. So first, let's watch that shallow coming from the bottom as far as just being able to get a pick or a rub, the number 1 at the bottom, right? And the number 2, I should say, 83. Right there, you gotta flipper him. 83's got to make that nickel defender up top, the tight end, make that nickel defender up top, get out of the tailpipe. The other part about it is potentially because it's man, you could have a double pick here. So we could get this running into this player, and you could also get the deep hook slowing in here, trying to get a double pick. Because in man, this deep hook, in my opinion, kind of sucks. You know, maybe some teams allow you to work away here in man coverage or come out of this thing. It's hard, though, to get there, and you'll never get there when your left tackle looks like he's not for long and gets spun like this. So you really only have time to go 1 to the back, 2 to the mesh shallow. So you can see here, to me, there are execution errors for the rub and the pick, and then the left tackle obviously can't get spun like that. So DTR, it comes off as an incompletion, and he had a few drops, maybe a miss or 2, but this to me is hard to put on DTR. What do you want him to do? The left tackle takes an L, gets turned sideways, gets beat inside. And you can see maybe potentially if he had all day 7-on-7, you could get to the deep hook over the ball, but it really shouldn't be there versus man. Next one here, 3rd and 3. This is a really well-designed play up top, a little short motion. He's going to run that kind of deep out or sail. Corner runs off. The ball's a little low. It's a really nice hookup, though, for 3rd and 3. Little double A-gap mug. Nice protection. I'm going to be really critical of the footwork here at the very top. But this is a nice conversion on 3rd and 3. I love the design here to go past the sticks as opposed to running an out at the sticks. So what I mean by that is, I'll pause it right at the snap. So most people, or most often I feel like on 3rd and 3, we'll say the first down's right here, people are going to come up and run choices or options right at the sticks. I like this because the clear is there. It gets that corner and that safety out of there. And now instead of the choice or option running just past the sticks, he pushes vertically more and gets more into that deep out sail territory. So that's the part of the design that I really like, usually paired with some sort of shallow coming at you. Now, the footwork thing that I would be critical of with DTR, just polished, is at the back to be lined up to your first read a little bit better. So as opposed to hitting the back of the drop and being lined up down the middle, be lined up so that you don't throw a sinker over there as you open up that front side. So let's watch first the design of that route up top. You're reading the corner bails, flip it out there. Okay, that's wide ass open for the NFL. Now watch the drop. So see him hit the back of this thing right there. See his feet lined up down the hash. Watch where he has to get eventually. He eventually kicks there. That's where I want him to be at the top of the drop. So instead of having to open, fall off to the left, see him fall off to the left, throws a sinker. Instead of a huge big chunk, now he's got to catch and fall. So just watch, be really critical of that footwork. You can see him, this is a perfect example from behind. Right there, his feet are lined up to throw to the right, almost like to 83. Now he's looking to the left, but his feet are saying right. Eventually, he gets his feet to the left, right there. That's wasted movement. So just that movement right here at the top, be there at the top of your drop, and that would be outstanding. He eventually gets there, and it's eventually a completion, but it's not exactly where he wants it. You can see that could have been a better chunk than what it was. Doesn't mean that it wasn't a good play. It was a good play. Nice execution on 3rd down, but he can be better. We can be better. I'll look for the improvement through the course of the preseason. Last one here, really nice touchdown pass. Come from behind, win. Up top, the number 1, I'm going to call it a slant. Verse 1, I'm going to say middle field open poach. So we're going to read that safety to the boundary. That 35 up top. See him come over to our right. That's going to make the read super easy. 31 falls. 80 gives us a nice route. Watch that safety at the bottom right of the screen. As soon as he goes to our left, we know we've got it. DTR puts a strike on him, and that's an easy preseason touchdown. So concept-wise, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, I'm going to call this a slant. You know, I don't necessarily love the route. I love the separation at the top, kind of slow, push it, come back underneath it. As soon as this safety decides to, what I'm going to say is poach the number 3. So come over here and have anything to do with this player immediately. That's going to lead one-on-one up top. And again, when the corner falls, this is going to be an easy touchdown. So if, just play it out, if this safety up top didn't do this, say this safety up top just got depth or played a half field. Well, now you come over here and work whatever the hell this is. I think they work like a little fin here. So usually right off this kind of boundary weak safety read. But just play it out like you're the quarterback. We're going to watch that safety up top. He poaches. There it is. He probably poaches too much and makes that thing wide open up top. Again, nice job from DTR allowing that thing to work versus bunch. Not bunch, bump, I should say. And be able to not rush it. Allow him to work, win, corner falls. It's a beautiful touchdown. That's a hell of a way to start your NFL career, preseason or not. Really nice game, super efficient, effective, explosive. Nice. So that is a wrap. DTR getting it going. Really nice come from behind win for the Browns versus the Jets in the Hall of Fame game. It was pretty awesome. I was pretty happy for DTR. Always have a sweet spot in my heart for DTR after he made that video where he critiqued my video of his critique. So fun to see him get his first professional experience, whether it was in the preseason or not. I thought he played at a pretty high level. It was fun to see him get it going with his feet. It wasn't perfect, and I didn't put every single clip in here, but even the misses made sense to me. And I love the fact that he was able to showcase his athleticism, make some plays, and I felt like his feet allowed the game to open up a little bit more. And he showed off he's a football player. He's got the athleticism. He's out there throwing blocks. He's making good, clean reads on kind of NFL staple plays. So overall, really fun. I'm excited that football's back. Hopefully you are too. I will see you next time. Have a good one.